Dressmakers and friends, welcome again on the channel. Today, before we go into the tutorial of the day, let us quickly talk about how fabric beading skill can actually help you make more money for your fashion brand. Now, if you have a fashion business and you're still struggling to make more money, or you're not making good profits, and then you have the fabric beading skill, it definitely means that something is wrong. It means that you are either not putting your fabric beading skill to work, you are not creating beaded design that would make people to say that, okay, this dress is no longer the basic anymore because it has all the beads, it has all the embellishment. See, one thing that you need to understand is that even your customers, they know luxury if they see one. So don't hold back. Go ahead to impute beading into whatever design that you are creating, and you will see how that design will command its own respect. Like there's something that luxury does, it just comes with its own aura that makes whoever that wants to buy it know that this is not just the ordinary, and most of the time they are always willing to pay whatever price that you have to it. Enough of doing all of the basics. What I would advise you to do is to go ahead to put all that you have learned in fabric beading, or all that you know in fabric beading, put it into that next design that you're trying to create. Just infuse it, something into it for the client or for the customer, and then you're going to see how it's going to bring you more money and more profit. Continue to stay through with this channel. I'm going to be bringing to you more tutorials that you are going to be learning from, and then you can infuse into your design even in the nearest future. Now let's get right into the tutorial of the day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I know you have found this helpful already. Just before we get into the tutorial, if you are not a subscriber yet, now is the time to do so. And don't forget, fabric beading skill will always turn your basic into luxury. Now let's get into today's tutorial. Now in this tutorial, for every beading design that you see, 3 things that you need to consider is the type of stitch that was used, the type of bead that was used, and the pattern. Now in this simple tutorial, I'm going to show you using crystal bead. As you can see, we are working with crystal bead here. We are going to be making use of running stitches to stitch on the beads to this dress. You can see we are working on the waistline, and also we are going to be making use of multiple beads at once. So that answers the 3 questions of type of bead, type of stitches, and the pattern. Now this is my crystal beads that you see right here, and I'm going to be making sure that I cover up all of these lines. You can see how I have started, and then you are going to see how I'm going to continue from this point going forward until I get to the end of it. Now I'm just bringing my camera closer so that you can see it clearly how this is done. I'm just working on the M line right now. Like I showed you, we started from the waistline. Okay, so this beading design, you can use it for your straps, you can use it for your M lines, you can use it on your waistline, you can use it to conceal seam lines. Okay, so this is something that is really very useful, and that's why I'm sharing it on the channel today. Okay, a lot has been said even before this tutorial starts. I hope that you did not miss any, because there's a lot to learn from all that I have said even before now. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead to pick 3 beads. All right, we are using crystal beads here, so you can see 3 beads. Take a look at the bead, pull them downwards, look at where the bead sort of stops. I'm just bringing the camera closer now. So look at where the beads sort of stop on your dress or on your fabric, or on whatever point that you want to stitch it on, just as you see me do right now. Okay, so once you get to that point, it is that point that you take your needle into. Okay, you have to be sure of that point. If you go too far away from it, all we are going to see is threads everywhere, and we don't want to see threads all over. Okay, you want to make sure that you go really close to the last bead. Okay, so and then another thing is that this has to be very neat, because you don't want people seeing the thread or whatever that holds the bead to your fabric. All we just want to see is the beauty that the bead is going to give us. All right, so now if you missed the first one, take a look at how I'm going to do this second one. Take a look at where the last bead sits, and then you go into your fabric just like that, and then you come out on the hem line. Okay, I'm working on the hem line, so you can see me adjusting my needle, making sure that it just goes into where I want it to go, and then it just comes out from like the appropriate place, because everything just has to be like neat. Okay, so I'm using 3 beads. Take a look at where the last bead stops. Okay, and then you want to go into your fabric or into your dress at that very point. Okay, if you make the distance shorter, okay, what's going to happen is that the bead is going to kind of lift, causing like a hollow in between. You're going to see what I'm talking about even before the video ends. Okay, but if you make this space wider, what's going to happen is that you are going to be seeing thread, which is not supposed to be seen. Okay, so I hope you take note of this point that I have just shared with you. All right, now before we go even further, let me take a moment to say thank you to all returning subscribers. You all are always coming back to this channel. You're always learning from this channel. I want to say thank you to you all for all of your thumbs up. It really makes a lot of difference. It encourages me. Thank you for all of your sweet comments. It encourages me as well to keep on showing up. And to all new subscribers that is going to be subscribing through this video, thank you for subscribing. This channel is all about sewing and fabric beading and embellishments. Don't forget to turn on your bell notification so you are notified when a new video is posted. Now back to our tutorial. You can see that there is a kind of lift right here. You can see that hollow right there. That's because the spacing is a little bit shorter, and you can see a bit of thread here. That's because the spacing on the bead is a bit wider, and that's what I was trying to explain to you earlier on when I said try to make sure that you put in your needle right at where the last bead ends. Okay, make sure you eyeball that point to note the point, and make sure that you put your needle right in there. Another tip I would also like to add to this is that make sure that your spacing is even. Ensure that you have evenly spaced all of your beads so everything looks good and equal. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you go, and I'll see you again in this next tutorial. Thanks for watching.